This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, I'm Dr. Annette Cargioli, and I am the founder and inventor of a technique, a forgiveness technique called Emotional Polarity Technique, or EPT for short. And these sessions we're doing are remote sessions of EPT, or Emotional Polarity Technique, that we're doing, and we post them on a page on Facebook called EPT. I think it's EPT. Sessions. Oh, well, good. I don't even know the name of the page. Look it up. Remote sessions on EPT for forgiveness sessions on Facebook. I should have the name of that, but I don't. So anyway, EPT is a completely different approach in emotional health care that makes you feel better and connect the dots in your life more immediately than you ever thought possible. And it does this by using the science of forgiveness. So we identify unresolved conflicts in your past and in your present that may prevent you and your mind from creating the kind of life you'd really like to live, and from feeling happy, and even from it prevents you from being healthy. So today I'm working with Ina, and thank you, Ina. I need to ask you first, are you okay with being recorded?
Where would this be posted on Facebook, where everybody would have an access to this session? Because there'll be a lot of private information.
Oh, okay. I can tell you that we can keep a lot of the information private as you say things. Here's where it's posted. It gets posted on a Facebook page that has right now over 60 of these sessions. And there are about 200 people that are on this page, but generally these things don't get passed around a lot. It's for learning is what it is. A lot of it is for people to understand what EPT is like. So if you know the ability for this to get passed around a lot is definitely there, but somebody would have to find it who was looking for you, because people aren't just passing these around. So if that helps you, does that help?
No, I mean, it's a lot of private information, so I really would feel very uncomfortable for it to be on any kind of platform, like Facebook or.
Right. Is it possible for you to do this without giving a lot of detailed private information?
We can try.
How about we do?
Yeah.
How about we
Yes,
do? Yeah, we'll do
yes,
this.
we can try.
Here,
Okay.
here's
Yes,
what I'll
that's a
tell
good.
you. If at the end of this session you feel like this was way too private to post, I will not post it.
Okay.
Okay? All
Yes,
right?
that sounds good.
I'll give you that.
That sounds good.
But I do want you to know that even though we post it, it's in a mass of postings, and it's on YouTube. But again, you have to find it. You have to know you're looking for Ina on YouTube. It's not going to be based on people looking for you. So just so you know, it's not like, I don't have this huge platform where thousands of people are coming to watch these. It's primarily, it's people who have taken this training, who are watching these things to learn how to do it better. Okay? So if that helps.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, that helps.
Which is actually why we're doing it for free, because it allows us to exchange this session to help somebody else learn. So anyway, all right, so we're going to start with rapport. So I need you to take your magnets, and let's see, mine are covered, so they look a little different, but you want the blue sides against your head, like this, and then squeeze your head together and breathe in. Breathe in, and breathe out. And breathe in, and breathe out, and breathe in. And breathe out. And then we're going to do 3 times by lifting the front of your head and the back of your head while you still hold the magnets on the sides. So breathe in and lift. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and lift and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Okay. Now, we're going to start with, what I'm going to do is this will help you to not have to give a lot of details. What we're going to do is we're just going to measure. You can take your magnets down. Yeah. So we'll use those a little bit as we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by asking what stage of healing you are in. And the stage of healing you're in is anger, which is the second. There's 7 stages of healing. And stage 2 is anger. Most people don't go to anger and just at your age, they're literally going from anger to bargain to depression and then back to anger. So they seem to never get out of that circle or cycle of anger, bargain, depression. So we're starting with you in the stage of healing is anger. So anger is where I just feel like nothing is changing. It's not going fast enough. I don't like what's happening, and I see other people get it. They're getting it together, and I just feel blah. It's like I'm just mad about how it is. So that's where anger is. So that's the stage of healing. So what we want to do is get you past the stage of depression. After anger is bargain. Bargain is where a person says, well, I know what I'll do. I'll move here, I'll move there, or I'll just rearrange my house, or I'll change my job, or I'll take an antidepressant, or I'll divorce my husband. Like there's all these things that are bargains that allow people to feel like it's going to be better if I just can do this thing. So that's what bargain is. After bargain is depression. Depression is where the person just feels stuck. Like no matter what I do, I'm still in the same state of mind. I can't change it. It doesn't get better. And I don't know if it'll ever get better. Maybe I just have to accept this is how life is. So that's depression. After depression is acceptance. Acceptance is where the person says, you know what, I'm doing things. I'm taking action to change my life. But instead of the way it felt in bargain, it's actually moving me forward. It's actually working. So we want to see if we can get you past depression into acceptance and possibly into light emerging, because as you and I were discussing, you're getting ready to move your whole family. So you're in a transition anyway, where everything's going to change.
It feels like I'm in a bargain stage.
Right. Okay. So you're at bargain. That's maybe why you're willing to do this with me here. So, and so we're at bargain. If I move, but I got that there's some anger that still ties you up. So, and I think you've probably gone from anger to bargain to depression to anger to bargain, depression. And depression is more like stuck. I'm just stuck. So, yeah. All right. So I'm going to ask your body how many issues, and I'm muscle testing with my hand, and I'm also using a Qigong, which is sound therapy, on my own body, because I happen to believe that online energy work drains a lot more from you than you realize. And so you really ought to, if you're doing any online energy work, you really ought to have something to replenish or support your energy while you're doing it. So anger, how many issues? 2 issues. First issue, love, family, current, dad. Okay, dad. And dad comes up as current family, which is funny because I'm pretty sure I know your dad's passed away.
Right.
So this is, yeah, is it, and it's not your husband's dad, it's your dad. So you're going to think about your dad, anger, dad's anger. So yeah, I feel, so we're writing a statement that best represents the memory. I feel dad's anger. And I'm going to ask what age I feel dad's anger at. Conception to birth, 5, age 5, at 5. So when you were 5 years old, why did you think your dad was angry?
He seemed angry because yeah, the way he was talking to us was kind of condescending, and we were also always doing something wrong, and like never any compliment or any kind words or anything like that. He was just angry.
So by the time you were 5, you knew he was just angry.
Right.
Right. So this is, I feel dad's anger at 5 because he's just always angry. Did you think he was mean or just angry?
Borderline mean. I mean, he didn't do anything, like no physical, nothing like that. But
Yeah.
what was the question? How did I know? Oh, was he mean?
Did
Yes.
you see, you saw him as distant? His
No,
anger distanced him.
was mean to me, and he was mean to my mom.
Okay, so I feel dad's anger at 5. And do you know why he was angry with you all? Like, did you have any idea? Like, was it because we weren't good enough? Because he didn't really want to be with us? Because we cost too much money? I mean, do you know why he was angry?
He was kind of like a free roaming soul, and now I'm realizing it, and he got married when he was very young. He was 21 when he got married. He has the first kid at
Yeah.
23. He just didn't maybe
Yeah.
get it with them. He wanted maybe to live a little, but he really never got a chance. He was very good looking, and the women were kind of always after him, and I think he felt a little stuck. But I took it as I'm not good enough, and also we knew he always wanted a boy, and my mom had 3 daughters.
So, and which kid are you? The second?
A boy.
You're the second kid?
Yes,
The
I'm in
second child, yeah.
the middle child.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I feel dad's anger, and this is what you felt as a 5-year-old. Dad is angry because I'm not good enough. And it
Yeah.
may be, I'm going to try, I'm not good enough as a girl. I'm not good enough. Yeah, I'm not good enough as a girl. Works too. Good enough. Like I will never be who he expected as a child.
Mm-hmm.
Good enough as a girl. All right, I'm making notes. Okay, so I'm not good enough as a girl. Is there any other emotions? No. All right, so I need you to take the magnets and you're going to put let's see, anger. You're going to put the blue magnet. One is going to be over your liver, which is just below on your right, just below your breast on your right side under the ribs. So you'll put that there. The other magnet you want to put, oh, where'd you go?
I'm
Okay.
back.
The other magnet, yeah, the other magnet you want to put right over your forehead, and you want to put the blue against your forehead, and you're going to kind of squeeze your head. So I need you to breathe in and breathe out. Yeah. And breathe in and breathe out and breathe in and breathe out. Okay. And then you can take the magnets down. And there's no other emotions, any other emotion. So this is, I feel dad's anger at age 5 because I'm not good enough as a girl. So we're going to start with that. So what I need you to do, phase 1, phase 2. All right. So this means you have coped by you disassociate to cope with hard things. You check out and then you just go through the motions of what you need to do. And that's kind of how you manage to get through things. So here's what I want your brain to be down. I want you to be down in your body. So because you real easily, you just check out, what we're going to do is for phase 2 trauma, which is both sides of your brain disassociate to manage hard things. You need to like just kind of tap on your head. So I want you to do that. Yeah. And we could use magnets, but I'm going to go ahead and just do the tapping first. So I need you to, and it's just you telling your brain, wake up, I'm here. That's all that you're doing. You're forcing your brain to pay attention. So I need you to say, I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that I'm not good enough as a girl.
that I'm not good enough as a girl.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that I can't love my dad
that I can't love my dad
without feeling responsible for his anger
for feeling responsible
for
for his
his anger because I'm not good enough as a girl.
because I'm not good enough as a girl.
And then breathe. I forgive my dad
I forgive my dad
For being angry and mean when I was 5 years old.
For being angry and mean when I was 5 years old.
And then breathe. I forgive my dad.
I forgive my dad.
For making me feel
For making me feel
that I'm not good enough as a girl and it's my fault.
that I'm not good enough as a girl and it's my fault.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that when anyone is angry, I have to feel like it's my fault.
that when anyone is angry, I have to feel that it's my fault.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing I have to take responsibility
I forgive myself for believing I have to take responsibility
for the anger
for the anger
that anyone I love has in their life.
that anyone
I
has,
love.
anyone I love has in their life.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that if I was good enough as a girl, my dad would have been nice and he would have loved my mom and me.
that if I was good enough as a
Good
girl,
enough
good enough as a
as a
girl,
girl.
my dad would love me and my mom,
And he would have been nicer.
and he would have been nicer.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing I have to be perfect
I forgive myself for believing I have to be perfect
so that people I love will love me.
so that people I love will love me,
And so they won't be angry.
so they won't be angry.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that I have to focus on being good enough at everything.
that I have to focus for being good enough in everything,
So that I don't feel
so that I don't feel
the trauma of my dad's anger
the trauma of my dad's anger
and uh, yeah, and the pain and blame
and the pain and blame
that I couldn't change when I was 5.
that I couldn't change when I was 5.
And then breathe. Yeah. I give my dad permission
I give my dad permission
to forgive me
to forgive me
for not being a boy.
for not being a boy.
And then breathe. I give my dad permission
I give my dad permission
to let go
to let go
of his anger
of his anger
and to accept
and to accept
what a good girl I am.
what a good girl I am.
And then breathe. Without my dad's anger,
Without my dad's anger,
I am free
I am free
to love and accept myself
to love and accept myself
exactly the way I am,
exactly the way I am,
even with all my failures and successes,
even with all my failures and successes.
I am free
I am free
to love myself
to love myself
and everything about me
and everything about me
that might look just like my dad.
that might look just like my dad.
And then breathe. I give my 5-year-old self permission
I give my 5-year-old self permission
to love her dad,
to love her dad,
to connect and love
to connect and love
to her dad,
through her dad.
to, yeah, and then breathe. I give myself permission
I give myself permission
to accept
to accept
without this pattern
without this pattern
of my dad's anger.
of my dad's anger.
I am free
I am free
to stop being the blame
to stop being the blame
for other people's anger.
for other people's anger.
And then breathe. All right. Okay. So that's the first one. You're still there, right?
Yeah. hmm
Okay. So we're going to test and see where you're at now. So stage of healing. So we got from anger to depression. So we passed bargain. So now we're going to go to depression and ask what's how many issues, and this is where that second issue we said was. So this is the second one, and it is family, current, self. So this is self, and it's anger, my anger at myself, my anger. So do you know, if you had to say, what's your greatest anger with yourself?
Missed opportunities.
Okay, so my anger with myself because, yeah, that works. I missed opportunities. So is it what kind of like missed opportunities for success or for relationships?
Uh, both, and I missed them because I didn't believe in myself. I mean, literally, like
Right,
yeah,
which is kind of what we did first.
yeah. It was handed
You
to
didn't
me
love,
platter, and I didn't take it because I didn't feel like I was deserving.
wow. Right. So there's a little deserving there instead of, or worthy, deserving. Yeah. So missed
Very low,
opportunities. What?
very low
What did
self-esteem.
Right. The not good enough thing. All right. So my anger itself because of missed opportunities. And the reason I missed them is because I myself didn't love myself enough and feel worthy of the opportunity. I
Right.
didn't feel worthy of the opportunity. Is there an original time? Yes. Conception to birth, birth to 5 to 10, 7, age 7. So now we're at age 7. And is it my anger, mom's anger? This is dad's anger at 7. So this is where you lost that sense of worthiness, dad's anger. And this is when you're 7. Do you know anything that happened when you were 7 that's significant? Like you
Mm,
all moving or
no, I
somebody
went to
going,
school. We go to school at 7 from kindergarten, and it's it's like a little scary. New people, new opportunity. New friend. You're supposed to make friends, and it was
so
just a little.
age, so that's when you started school was age 7?
Yes.
Wow. So this would be, and you felt dad's anger when you were 7, And can you remember anything, or was it just his usual anger? Is there something he might have said or done at that
Mm,
time?
no, I mean, it was kind of like just an ongoing thing. There was nothing in particular. It was kind of just like all the same.
Do you remember if you were excited to go to school or you were nervous?
I was nervous, I think. I was nervous, yeah. I mean, there was nothing
All
good
right.
about it, but I knew I had to do it, so I was kind of no special feelings or anything like that. I never had to do it, you know.
Right. I'm thinking you had already learned how to check out and cope by just going numb.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So, all right. So this is phase, yeah, this is, so you're phase 2 here, and that means you check out. And this is dad's anger when you were 7, and it's about going to school. Yeah. And it's because I'm going to school and I've got a dad at home who's really mean, and so it's almost like a secret. Like I don't feel good about myself because I know the rest of my story and it's not what I like. It's not what anybody would like. I wouldn't want somebody to see my dad like this, or
Mm,
that that's my dad. So, um, like it's all fake, kind of, for
yes,
you at age 7. Yeah.
yes,
So even when you go and you do well or you do it, it's a fake because the inside your mind you're thinking, yeah, but I'm still not good enough for my dad, and I'm still not good enough because I have this family where my dad is not very nice to my mom, and it's just not, yeah, I don't like it. I can't do anything about it. So, any other emotions? No. So we're going to do the magnets again. So this time, this is think about age 7 going to school, and you're going to put the blue side against your liver again, and then the blue side over your forehead, and you're going to squeeze your head together as you breathe in, and breathe out, and breathe in, and breathe out, and breathe in, and breathe out. Okay, and then you can put the magnets down. And then are there any other emotions? No. So, the biggest blockage you have is like I want to say unresolved feelings about your dad's anger when you're a little kid. I mean, that's the biggest conflict that your mind deals with at this point, even though there's a lot of things going on. When you resolve what these conflicts are with your dad, it's going to unravel a lot of things that are happening currently, unbelievably so, in your life. So, all right, so phase 1, phase 2. So here we are again. This time I want you to take the magnets and you're going to use the red against either side of your head. And you can hold them there. And if your arms get tired, you can take a break, but you're just going to hold them there. So as we say these statements, so I need you to say, I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that my dad's anger made me undeserving
that my dad's anger made me undeserving
of all the gifts
of all the gifts
and rewards and opportunities
and rewards and opportunities
that that I was worthy of,
that I was worthy of
and that presented in my life.
and that presented in my life.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that my dad's anger
that my dad's anger
um, yeah, made it impossible for me
made it impossible for me
to feel good about the opportunities
to feel good about the opportunities
for love and relationships and success
for love and relationships and success
when I started school when I was 7.
When I started school, when I was 7.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that my achievement
that my achievement
and my dad's approval
that my achievement needs
and my dad's approval
my achievement and my dad's approval
is necessary to make me deserve what I have.
is necessary to
Make me deserving.
deserve what I have.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing I'll never deserve. Well, no, I forgive myself for believing I have to work very hard to deserve what I have.
I forgive myself for believing that I have to work very hard to deserve what I have.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that uh, that I can't have anything unless I am deserving
that I can't have anything unless I'm deserving
of my dad's love.
of my dad's love.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that I can't take action in my life except to strive to deserve.
that I can't take action in my life except to strive to deserve.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that as long as my dad is angry and mean, I will be undeserving
that as long as my dad is angry and mean, I will be undeserving.
and then breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that I can't show up for my own life and success
that I can't show up for my own life and success
because of my dad's anger.
because of my dad's anger.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing my dad's anger made me permanently undeserving. I
I
forgive myself
forgive myself for believing my dad's anger made me permanently undeserving
of opportunities and for love and success.
deserving undeserving
Of opportunities
of opportunities for
for
love,
love and
success,
and happiness.
and happiness.
And then breathe. Oh, I know what it is too. I forgive my dad
I forgive my dad
for um, for taking opportunities in his life
for taking opportunities in his life
that hurt my mom.
that hurt my mom.
And then breathe. Yeah. I forgive myself for believing I can't take opportunities in my life without hurting my mom or somebody I love.
I forgive myself for not taking
No, for
opportunities,
believing
believing
I
uh,
can't take opportunities
I can't take opportunities in my life because they
without
my
hurting my mom
without hurting my mom
or people I love.
or people I love.
And then for you. I forgive myself for believing those who take opportunities hurt people they love.
I forgive myself for believing those who take opportunities hurt people they love.
And then breathe. Yeah. I forgive myself. No, I give myself permission to let go
I give myself permission to let go
of this idea of deserving.
of this idea of deserving.
And then breathe. Without this idea of deserving,
Without this idea of deserving,
I am free
I am free
to accept and love myself,
to accept and love myself,
even when I'm not perfect,
even when I'm not perfect,
even when my dad is angry and mean,
even when my dad is angry and mean,
and I can take action
and I can take action
and tell the truth
and tell the truth
about my own gifts
about my own gifts
and my true value
and my true value
to people I love
to people I love
and the world.
and the world.
And then breathe. I give all the people in my life permission
I give all the people in my life permission
to forgive me
to forgive me
for allowing my dad's anger
for allowing my dad's anger
to stand in the way
to stand in the way
of me, my humility
my humility
to give, to give service
to give service
out of the opportunities I am worthy of.
out of the opportunities I am worthy of.
And I've always been worthy of.
And I've always been worthy of.
And then breathe. I forgive myself for believing
I forgive myself for believing
that I can't let go
that I can let go
of the missed opportunities.
of the missed opportunities.
And then breathe. I give myself permission to let go
I give myself permission to let go
of all the missed opportunities
of all the missed opportunities
for love and success
for love and success
and relationships.
and relationships.
And then breathe. Without these missed opportunities,
Without these missed opportunities,
I open up massive space
I opened up massive space
where I can
where,
show up
where I can show up
in the energy of humility
in the energy of humility
instead of low self-esteem.
instead of low self-esteem.
Because out of humility,
because out of humility,
I can take action for greater service for myself and others.
I can take action, greater service for myself
And enjoy more love
and enjoy more love
and gratitude
and gratitude
and peace
and peace
than I ever felt when my dad was angry.
that I never felt when my dad was angry.
Yeah, and then breathe. I say yes
I say yes
to all the low self-esteem
to all the low self-esteem
that kept me in shame and self-hatred,
that kept me in shame and self-hatred,
to my father's anger.
to my father's anger.
And I call it all up.
And I call it all up,
All of this low self-esteem and shame
all of this low self-esteem and shame
and self-hatred
and self-hatred
and harsh judgment.
and harsh judgment,
And I release it
and I release it
from my body, mind, and spirit.
from my body, mind, and spirit.
And then breathe. Without this low self-esteem,
Without this low self-esteem,
I am free to accept
I am free to accept
myself
myself
the way I am,
the way I am,
no better and no worse than my dad,
no better and no worse than my dad
or anyone else,
or anyone else,
just doing the best I can as a human.
just dream the best I can as a human
And saying yes to the opportunities
and saying yes to the opportunities
that can bring more gratitude, love, and peace into my life.
that can bring more gratitude, love, and peace into my life.
And then breathe. Whether I deserve it or not.
Whether I deserve it or not.
And then breathe. Without this pattern,
Without this pattern,
deserving, well, I am no longer dependent on what I deserve for happiness, gratitude, and peace.
I am no
I am
longer dependent of what I deserve for love,
for gratitude
for gratitude, love, and peace.
and peace. It's no longer dependent on what I deserve.
It's no longer dependent on what I deserve.
And that frees me
And that frees me
to, accept greater opportunities in my life.
to accept greater opportunities in my life.
And then breathe. Wow, that's pretty good. Whew, okay, so
It
we're gonna say
definitely
what.
rang the bell.
Oh, good. It
Yeah.
wasn't too personal. It wasn't too personal
No,
either, was it?
not at all. I was what I was thought it was going to be more like therapy session where I would have to, talk about my everyday struggles and issues, but this is no, not at all.
No,
Yeah,
this kind of goes.
this is
This
good.
kind of Yeah, EPT kind of takes the deep dive underneath all the stuff that's just kind of showing up, and
Yes.
and shakes the foundation of how you've created your life that isn't working for you. And when you rebuild that foundation with more energy of love, gratitude, peace, and service, it changes how things look and how you feel about them, because you start to feel much more empowered. So let's see, stage of healing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, stage 6, you started at stage 2. Stage 6 is light emerging, which means that you're right where you need to be. And I'm hoping that you will find that when you start bidding on those houses you've been trying to get, that you get the house, that it doesn't seem to be like far away and just a frustrating situation, that you can actually make the move. And in that move, there's the obvious new opportunities that are going to come because you're in a new location. And so hopefully
Right.
you'll be able to feel a lot more free. How do you feel about in your body after that?
I've uncovered something very big right now, which I suspected that existed, but not. So basically, my main obstacle in life was the fact that I'm afraid to upset people, and that is an obstacle in all areas in
Yes.
my life. If somebody's rude to me, yeah, if somebody's rude to me at the store or to my kids, I don't say anything because, as
Right.
ridiculous as it sounds, I'm upset. I'm afraid to upset them. I don't know if I this whole time I was thinking maybe I'm just a coward, but I think it comes
No.
from somewhere deeper. Like I'm just
Yeah.
scared, that.
Right. And I think that you didn't want to be anything like your dad because you felt a degree of shame about him. So
Yeah.
you don't even allow yourself the balance of, just because I get angry doesn't make me mean and hateful, or because I get upset or because I stand my ground, I don't have to be like him. And, the other thing I thought was, um, I've worked with your mom, so I know your dad took some opportunities that were not good for the family, and you all kind of knew that. So that, I thought that may have been part of the reason that new opportunities haven't felt as easy for you to jump onto. You can easily say, oh, it's because I don't feel worthy or I'm not good enough, but there's actually, that I feel like that's more, that's there, but that's not enough
Um.
to keep taking it. I think it's because there's bad feelings about the opportunities dad took outside of the marriage for his happiness.
I no, I just acted exactly the way my father did. I cheated and lied in my relationships. But the thing is, speaking of like missed love, like I felt I once in my life when I was 36 or 35, I had met the love of. It was love at first sight when I met him, and see, I could feel it. He felt the same way, but I didn't act and pretend that I was completely uninterested because I was in a relationship then with his friend, and I was upset and I was scared to upset his friend. And that's why
Right.
I basically
So
didn't act on. Yeah.
let's do that, because you know what? I didn't know that about you, but I do know, like, you may have done like your dad did, but you didn't feel really good about it. Like, those are not the opportunities you want. You took opportunities that actually made you feel worse. So then when an opportunity that could have given you real love and real peace came along, it was harder for you to take. So let's just do some forgiveness, just about say, I forgive myself
I forgive myself
for all the choices that I made in my life,
for all the choices that I made in my life
for that were opportunities for love,
that were opportunities for love
that could have been hurtful to other people or myself.
that could have been hurtful for other people or myself.
Choices like my dad made that hurt our family.
Choices like my dad made that hurt our
That
family.
I forgive myself for doing that.
I forgive myself for doing that.
as a way of resolving
As a way of resolving
what I couldn't fix in my dad.
what I couldn't fix in my dad.
And then breathe. I let go of trying to fix my dad,
I let go of trying to fix my dad
and the bad choices he made that hurt the family.
and bad choices that he made that hurt the family.
And that frees me
And that frees me
to make much better choices for my own life
to make much better choices for my own life
and to experience far more love and peace
and to experience far more love and peace
and gratitude
and gratitude
than my dad or me ever deserved.
that my dad or me ever deserved.
And then breathe. Oh, that feels good. Yeah. I want to say I give the people I hurt permission to forgive me.
I give the people that I hurt the permission to forgive me.
Yeah. And then breathe. Yeah. I say yes
I say yes
to all of the shame
to all of the shame
or guilt
or guilt
that I created by my own actions,
that I created by my own actions,
and I call it all up and release it.
and I call it all up and release it
To God's love and mercy.
to God's love and mercy.
And then breathe. Without this pattern,
Without this pattern,
um, my past failure in relationships or life
my past failures and relationships in life
um, is no longer available to use as evidence of what a loser I am. Is no longer
is no
available
longer available
for me to use
for me to use what a failure I am.
as, yeah, and then breathe. I'm no better or worse
I'm no better or worse
than any other human, just trying to do the best I can
than any other human, just trying to do the best I can
and getting better every day.
and getting better every day.
And then breathe. Let me ask this. When you cheated, were you married or just in another relationship?
My first marriage.
Okay. So I need you to say, I forgive myself for all the vows that I took till death do us part with that man, with my first husband. So I forgive myself for all the vows.
I forgive myself for all the vows,
Yeah, the vows I took to stay with him
the
for
vows
life.
I took to stay with him for life.
And then breathe. I forgive him for all the vows he took with me.
I forgive him for all the vows he took with me.
And then breathe. I ask God to forgive us for breaking our covenant vows in marriage.
I ask God to forgive for breaking our covenant vows
to
in
stay
marriage,
together.
to
Yeah.
stay
And
together.
then breathe. Without this pattern,
Without this pattern,
this man is free.
without this pattern, this man is free.
And so am I.
And so am I.
From everything that was unfinished in our relationship.
From everything that was unfinished in our relationship.
And then breathe. Wow. Okay. That was good. Okay.
Very good.
We just covered one little place there. That's like what you yourself kind of dealt with. But you're right. I love that you use the word obstacle. The greatest obstacle is your harsh judgment and feelings about your dad's anger and then yourself. And here's what I meant, when I said, of course you would do what he did because somebody had to do what he did and fix it. And if you didn't do what he did, then you couldn't have fixed it for him. So you became the template to fix, to see if you could make the wrong he did right. I have to do the wrong he did.
Wow,
so
I never thought about it that way.
So you were going to fix, and I do believe it's because it was out of your love for your family and wanting it to be better. Even though you walked away and thought, what's wrong with me? I'm terrible. It's like, no, I was just doing what I could do and how my brain works. So, yeah. All right. Well, it has been very nice meeting you. I hope and pray that you get the house and the new location and you escape from New York.
Thank you so much. It's been really, I'm still it's gonna take me 2 days to to kind of process all the information.
And you did fantastic. I love the way you very slowly said the words. I will tell you, I'll also send you like what it's normal to experience after an EPT session, a continued release of emotions. And some people feel tired because their mind is just connecting the dots. Some people feel more thirsty and hungry. And then this is very common where they have a realization of other patterns in their life that, oh my goodness, this connects to this too. So all of that is real normal. I'll send you a copy of that. So yeah, and I'll send you this video. Thank you. So is this video okay to post? Is it okay to post?
Completely okay. Yes, totally okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. You have a great day.
You too.